Hey guys, Feuerrm here, and today I'm going to be testing the Corvette Grand Sport in multiplayer in Asphalt 9 for the third time now, I guess. It's an amazing car to drive, and having 5-starred it, I can officially say it is my favorite car to drive in the entire game. So let's get straight to some races, shall we? All of these were recorded in the B-Class multiplayer season. Most of the races were recorded in Elite League on my journey to Masters League, and then we have a race in Masters League at the end of the video against a Max Huracan. We'll have to see how that goes. One thing to note in this season is that in the top two leagues, Master and Elite, all of the races are 2 laps, just like how it was in the D-Class multiplayer season. So, of course, if there is a great first lap but a boring second lap, I will cut the second lap out as I usually do. Now, this first one here does have quite a close first lap. There was another Corvette that was hot on my tail, and I could tell he was a good driver, so I had to drive my very best, and even doing that, he was still right there. This is a non-rush season, just like the D-Class one that came before it. I kind of wonder why they skipped C-Class, not entirely sure about that. But anyway, while rush seasons are less stressful and better for streams in my opinion than the non-rush seasons, I find them quite boring once you get to Gold and Platinum League, and I have rarely made it to Legend League in a rush season. Even the classic ones, which last almost a month, I just have no real motivation to do it because the rewards aren't that much better for the amount of time you would have to spend to do that. But in the non-rush seasons, the competition is so much better, and I can actually get to the top leagues without spending 20 hours doing it, and I get to put my skill to the test, so it's just a whole lot more fun. Now, there are some rage moments, but overall, I like it better. Here, we do come in first against 3 other 5-star Corvettes, but unfortunately, it just had to be this race where the game wouldn't connect to the server, and I got a connection error and went up no points. I would have gone up between 10 and 20 most likely. I have found that in this season, in Elite League, I kept coming back to this car in order to make it up to Masters League. While I used the F12 TDF and the Sin R1 some as well, I just had more good races overall in this Corvette. I think because it is very forgiving, it's so easy to drive, and if you make a mistake, it does not take too much time to get back up to speed. It's easy to get around the corners, and while it is slower, like, I've found that it can beat the F12 TDF and Sin R1 more than those cars can beat it, at least in this season. Now, obviously, on some tracks like Himalayas, the F12 TDFs and Sin R1s are gonna pull out the victory most often. But on twisty ones, or anything at least somewhat twisty, I would take this car any day, and that is reflected in my best and worst cars in each class video. The Corvette is definitely near the top of Class B, behind the Huracan and Apollo, but ahead of cars like the F12 TDF and Sin R1, and not just because this car is good in multiplayer. I mean, that list is based mostly on potential lap time than anything else, but in events on tracks like Cairo and the Caribbean and some road variants, this car just blows those away. And that's what happened in this race. Now, this next race is against one F12 TDF as well as several other Corvette Grand Sports. Now, back to what I was saying about the best and worst cars in each class video, well, I am going to be uploading an updated one of those later this week. I have worked with 6 other people this time to make sure this is the most accurate list that we could possibly come up of. Now, obviously, there will be people who disagree with some of them because of them having better luck with some cars than others, and I get that. So I want to clear up how the list is ranked. It is by potential lap times on a wide variety of tracks driven by pro players. That is how we have done it. So if you have good skill in events, this is generally the list that you should choose cars in to use if you have them at max or close to it. Generally, the list does hold true for multiplayer as well, but then in some cases for multiplayer, more agile cars may come out a bit ahead of cars that may do better than them on most tracks in multiplayer. But still, the list should be fairly comprehensively accurate this time. And yes, the Feuerrm is above the 918 this time, guys. Calm down. Things stayed pretty much the same throughout the second lap of this race. This other guy came in first by a little bit, but we beat everybody else by a fairly large margin. Now, this next race is a fairly close one against a few other Corvettes, who would have guessed, right? And an F12 TDF and a 488 GTB. When there ever is this many people at the very beginning of this track, I almost always know what's going to happen, especially if I'm on the right. I get pushed onto this way over here. which is not bad. In some cars, it can actually be faster. It's just that I don't know it as well, and I sometimes wreck when I go this way. Thankfully, this time, I didn't wreck, and I managed to get through without a problem. Still don't like going that way, though, but we're now into second place, so not bad. So maybe a week ago, I don't remember exactly when, for some people, apparently, their Asphalt 9 Play Store icon changed to be a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Now, I think this is real. I haven't seen it myself, but if it is in fact real, that would be the third Porsche 911 that we're getting in Asphalt 9. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that, but I mean, in the past, whenever there have been these Play Store icon changes, it's been a car that's coming in the next update, so I can only assume that it is in fact real. Also, due to the, quote, Blue Rabbit leaks, we know that the Aranera Hacera and Aston Martin GT12 are coming in the next update, and I can't really say any more right now, but there's gonna be some other pretty cool stuff coming your way. Let's just hope that it's not all as pay to win as the Jesco event. Throughout the second lap, I just pulled further and further ahead of that other Corvette that was right behind us, and thus we came in first. Now, this next race here is a very close one against somebody who I got to duel a couple times, and he seemed fairly close to me in terms of skill. These were always fun races. I honestly think that even though, generally speaking, I like the races better that have more people in them because you can go up more points, they seem more competitive, etc., in duel seasons that are not rush, I really think there can be a lot of great competitive duel races against equal skilled players that are just a lot of fun. And I remember I had a lot of fun testing the Camaro ZL1 in the only duel season that's actually come so far. Video is up about that on my channel if you have never seen the duel season. Yeah, I just hope it comes back occasionally. So I posted a couple videos earlier this week that were quite unlike anything I usually do. First of all, I introduced the Purple Team Minecraft server, which you can join by joining the Discord, whose link is in the description, and then going to the hashtag PTMCinfo channel. Now, of course, I know that this is primarily an Asphalt channel, but don't forget that my channel started on Minecraft, and because it's coming back in popularity, and at least a good number of my subscribers play it, I figured, well, we can have a server for us all to have fun together in, and it has been a lot of fun so far. So after wrecking near the end of the first lap, he was not able to catch up, and I'm left at 1499 rating, just one away from Master League. The next race was a duel, so I knew I just had to win and I would reach Master League. So after a very grueling and difficult race, I finally went up enough to get to Master League. Actually, the other guy disconnected before the race started. He was Shadow Reaper, and I believe he is a Purple Team member, so whether or not that was on purpose, thank you. Our final race is one that is very close throughout the entirety of the 2 laps, so no cutting out anything on this one. Our main competition is a fully maxed 4109 Huracan, who is just speeding up there like crazy. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to beat him, since the Huracan is overall a better car than the Corvette. It's faster by 6 or so miles per hour, I want to say, and yeah, it has better acceleration as well. But I knew that this car does maybe have slightly better drifting capabilities, so I just decided to do as I always do when I face a better car, just do my best and hope for a good outcome. So the other video that I uploaded earlier this week is about my Lego Shelby GT500. If you haven't seen that one, because you're not interested in Lego, I would definitely recommend checking it out because of something that's at the beginning of the video that has not ever appeared on my channel before, at least in a video. You will not be disappointed. But even if you have seen said thing already, I would definitely recommend checking it out because that is my favorite car in the entire world, and I believe that my Lego version got fairly close in terms of accuracy. I put everything I had into that car, as you might be able to imagine. Another unusual video that I posted last week was a trailer for Lego Minecraft World 4, a 20-minute Lego animation movie, which is on the Fury channel, my old stop-motion channel that I am now retiring because I am actually going to college right about now as you're watching this video, guys. So wish me luck. While I will have less time than I have before to make videos, I will still try to get out as many as I can for you guys. So while you may see a slight decrease in the number of videos, hopefully it should not be too bad. With all that said, I will now give my general review about this car. I believe it is the easiest and most fun car to drive in the entire game. Given its amazing handling and nitro efficiency, it just makes it a dream to drive. The acceleration is not the greatest for Class B, and the top speed is sort of low, but the thing is you can stay at this top speed for pretty much all the time, which is something that pretty much no other B-Class car can do besides perhaps the Huracan, which is right on our tail. Catching up a good bit, here I decided not to take the ramp because I knew I couldn't reach it in time with Shockwave, and we still take the victory. Thank you all for watching, please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt and Forza content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!